watch report. On Monday, weekly watch report. On Monday, weekly watch report. On Monday, weekly watch report. On Monday.
Oh, God, you threw stuff. See, that's why you can't pre-record it.
No, I threw some flair in that
You
one.
really did.
And I didn't let it drag for too long.
No,
so much so if somebody wanted to skip, they could.
I mean, it's literally 5 seconds.
It's so quick. People were like, maybe you could just cut out the fourth one. I was like, no, that ruins the whole fucking thing. It's all or nothing. And I just gave it to you. All right, quickly. I only watched 2 things, so that's why I'm saying quickly. A Good Girl's Guide to Murder on Netflix. It was 6 episodes, so really short. Yep. It was cute, but it was like a little bit of a thriller. Not like a scary thriller, but it was what you can assume. A Good Girl's Guide to Murder. She's a high school student who's solving a murder case from 5 years back. Emma Myers is the main star. It takes place in England, which Emma Myers is from Orlando, Florida. So I was like, you don't see this happening often where like an American plays. Yeah, the reverse. And I thought it was cute. I'm going to give it, I'll give it a B-.
Fair.
I'll give it a B-. Like, yep. I thought it was cute. I'll probably in a couple weeks forget that I ever watched it. But if you want to watch a 6-episode series that is, it's fun because you're like, who did it? It's a whodunit.
It's a classic whodunit.
Classic. So I'm going to give it a B-. And I 6 episodes. So it's very quick. And then, of course, rewatching Love Island USA. I mean, not Love Island USA. Sorry. My brain can't stop thinking about it. Love Island UK season 5. Obviously an A.
Yeah, of course.
And I'm sure I watched other things, but my brain can't think of them right now.
Have you dabbled in Love is Blind UK?
No, I haven't gone back.
You should.
Well, it was one of those things where when Matt was away this week, he was like, you're going to watch Love is Blind UK without me, right? And I was like, yeah, I probably am. And then I watched the first 2 episodes.
Yeah. And
then I stopped. And then last night when he came home, he was like, have you watched? And I was like, no, I haven't. He was like, oh, then we could watch together.
I gotcha.
So I'm going to watch this week.
Yeah. What did I watch? I watched Love is Blind UK, caught up on all the episodes. Very, very intrigued to see what happens. There are certain couples that are just so cute. If you are not totally caught up, this may be a spoiler. But and I'm not going to try and ruin anything for you too, because I'm pretty sure this couple's in like the first episode. Steven and Sabrina are so cute. You know how there's just, it's like the Love is Blind formula. There's like always one couple that you just have so much faith in. They're the first couple to get engaged, like in the first episode, and you're like, oh my God, you just hope it works. And it seems like everything is lining up, and they're like working out their plans for maybe doing distance, and they're meeting their families, and it's like it's all working out really nicely. So I hope it works out for them. Freddie is the sweetest man. And I'm afraid his woman is walking all over him kind of scenario. And I hope that like, I don't know, I hope it works out, but he just seems so nice. But sometimes when someone seems so like genuine and nice when they're on a show like this, I just question why they're on the show. I'm like, why didn't it work for you in real life? Which is mean. But I'm hoping that works. That couple. There's been some good drama, some good mix-ups, some new people that have come in and said some things. There's this one guy I'm a little iffy on, Tom. I don't know. He's had some side comments, some other things where he seems a little snobby. And I don't know if he can get out of his ways and like get out of his own way to be like the kind of guy that he needs to. But like he was talking about the person he's with, like profession. Like he's like, well, I don't think I would have ever like dated a makeup artist in real life. Like blah, blah, blah. I'm just like, all right, Tom. Judgy. Yeah. Judgy. Totally judgy. And so that's been good. I'll give that a B. It's been good. And catching up on Love Island UK, I'm on like, I don't know, now I'm on like 58 or 9, one of those. There's just this back and forth between Mimi and Io. I just like God, make your decisions. The families came in, and then the families got involved, and that like really fucked up with their heads, you know. And that's where I'm at. I'll give that a B-. It's been fine. House of the Dragon, episode 4 and 5 I watched. Episode 4, best episode of the season by far that I've watched of the 5. Episode 4 was really good. Action-packed, I thought, for the first time, like the whole season. So I really liked that episode. Episode 5 was fine, but episode 4 was really good. Like I'll get episode 4 would bump the grade up. So I guess the average of these 2 episodes, I'll give like a B+. I thought it was pretty good. The last thing that I watched was Twisters.
Oh.
It's available to rent.
Really?
On Prime Video.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
I'm going to do that.
Joe and I watched it last night. Thought it was great. I really liked it.
Oh, my God. How exciting. Great news.
It was just like a good summer movie. Action,
Fuck
weather.
yeah.
I'm a weather gal. Like, I love weather.
It was rainy last night.
Yeah. So
A little own 4D in
Yeah.
your apartment.
Yeah. My apartment, oh my God.
Oh,
when
it's
it fucking
blowing?
rain. No, it's because it's all windows. So when it rains, it's completely like foggy.
Yeah.
And you cannot see.
Feel like you're in a cloud.
No, truly. Like it's amazing but scary.
Yeah.
You know?
I enjoyed the movie thoroughly. I mean, Glenn's fantastic. I thought Daisy Edgar Jones was amazing as well. And I will give it a B+. I very much enjoyed it, and I think it was big production, big movie. I'm sure it would have been even better in theaters.
A
But
summer blockbuster.
yeah, I totally thought it fit that category to me.
Cool.
So
I'm really excited that it's available to rent.
yeah, and that's. I mean, I guess we could grade like High School Musical. Those.
Oh,
Can we grade those because we were watching them last
no,
week?
I think we leave those off.
Yeah,
for,
yeah,
you know.
yeah. Okay, that's everything.
I will say Sharpay gets an F if we were to go.
Oh,
Yeah, no,
for
F
sure,
minus.
F. All right, little bro / big bro. What did you watch this week?
Okay, I watched the Federer documentary. Fran reminded me because I had started it and never finished it. I liked it a lot.
It's very good.
Yeah, I mean, I love Federer.
How could you not?
Yeah, and it
How
was
could you
like
not?
emotional.
What a guy.
Honestly, yeah,
It was
like
so I was crying like the whole last 30 minutes.
and what you were saying about Nadal, like I think Nadal might have been the most. I remember when the pictures came out originally when it happened that event where it was like, is Nadal okay? Like he was just sobbing.
so sad.
Like
It
he
was
was
like-
more sad than anyone.
Yeah, which is just such a testament to how great Federer is that they were
Yeah.
like tennis rivals their whole careers,
Yeah,
but like also friends.
I know. It was cool to see them all come together.
Yeah.
So B+, that was a good one. I've been watching Suits again. So I started season 5. I picked up on season 5, episode 10, and now I'm like season 6, episode like 3 or something.
Did you just decide season
I
5,
just-
episode 10?
No, I
or
think
is
that's
that
where I left
the last
off.
time you left
That's
off?
kind of where I was
gotcha.
like, I kind of remember this.
Yeah.
I don't want to spoil anything, but it's like, does it matter if I spoil anything?
No.
I mean, Suits has been out. It's like Mike goes to jail. So like,
Yeah.
So now I'm like, all right, this is good.
My mom spoiled that for me.
I'll be honest. That's where I stopped watching.
That's where I stopped watching. But then because it was kind of like, oh, this is boring. It's boring. Now it's picking up again because it's like at least it's a new storyline.
Yeah. I
Like, he's in
suppose.
jail.
But I was like, yeah.
And I kind of like have spent enough time away that I like
Right. Sometimes
these
you
characters are like new to me now.
because you just watch so much so fast, and all of us like it just takes over your life for like weeks, and then you're like, okay, I need to take a break for a while.
Yeah. Like Louis Litt will never be not funny to me.
Yeah.
Oh, 100%.
I watched Fly Me to the Moon.
How was that?
I don't know what
Channing
that is.
Tatum and
Channing
Scarlett
Tatum.
Johansson.
Oh,
The like astronaut movie.
Mhm.
did that just come out?
It
It's
came
been
out
out for a
real
little bit.
recently, but now
Oh.
it's on. I watched it on like I rented it.
Okay.
So I saw that the reviews like weren't great, but I really liked it. Yeah,
I know-
thought it was really
I've
good.
heard good
I
things.
know nothing about this
Oh,
movie.
really?
I don't think
there was no promotion. I remember I saw
Yeah.
one trailer and I was like, "What is that?"
I
That
don't
looks
think
good.
I Scarlett Johansson and Channing Tatum?
Yeah, Ray Romano's in it.
Oh, I didn't know. Zero clue.
Yeah, there was some promotion. Not a ton, but there was some.
And this came out in like the last year?
Do you want to hear something
this summer.
crazy? Do you want to hear something crazy? This got a 65 on Rotten Tomatoes. You know what Sharpay's movie got on Rotten Tomatoes? A 60.
What?
It's insane.
That's
That's
crazy.
something's wrong there. Something's wrong there.
That's
how many
crazy.
reviews? That means Sharpay's Fabulous Adventure was reviewed by like
four people.
toddlers and like 4 people.
Yes, 60%. I mean,
Look,
the audience scores a 44% for Sharpay.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
5 reviews for Sharpay for
5.
60.
Wow. Yeah, I mean, there you
Okay.
go. Like, and they're probably not, the most reputable.
Yeah. But
sources.
I actually very much enjoyed it. Like, honestly, any space movie I kind of like, but
Fair.
I love Channing Tatum. He's great. Scarlett Johansson's great. I think they had great chemistry. I would highly recommend it. I think people would like it.
Yeah.
So
I
yeah.
heard good things.
Yeah, I was pleasantly surprised. So I'll give that a B. I watched the first episode of Owning Manhattan. It was just on Netflix. I'm like, oh, let me give this a shot. I hated it.
I'm not surprised.
Like, there's not one single like redeeming quality in my mind or likable character. Starting with Ryan. I'm like, this guy is
kind of why I liked it.
Did you see his post that it was actually originally called House of Sirhan?
Oh my! I'm sure he would have liked that. Like, I mean, he's been on the show. Seems like a nice guy. Like, but this show, I'm like, I think it makes him look terrible. Like.
Well, yeah, that's kind of the point. Like, I think
I
he's
guess,
like,
but he just seems like very obsessed with like himself, I guess. But
you have to be.
Yeah,
you have to be.
But and it seems so scripted.
Yeah, no,
like
it
you were
is.
saying.
It's definitely.
It is.
One of those
it's like
shows where he
Sunset.
walks into the like he's walking into a building and the camera's behind him, and then he walks in and the camera's in front of him. Where it's like you're just setting up all these.
Yeah,
like,
of course.
Yeah, it
It's
all
like-
seems so
yeah,
scripted,
yeah,
and like
yep.
his voiceovers seem like corny, and
Yeah.
I did not like. I'll give it a D.
Yeah.
Like so bad. I might keep watching because it's so hateable that I'm like.
I think
It's good
you
background
almost
noise.
need to keep watching it just because there's one agent.
Is it the tattoo one?
Yes.
Yeah.
He is
I've seen some clips on TikTok.
the rudest human being. Like, I could not believe there is a moment where I don't even know if it was real or fake, truly, because I'm like, in my mind, I'm like, who the fuck was listening to this podcast? Where him and one other agent, one of the girls, had like a podcast about real estate.
yes, yeah.
And they sit in the room that the student, it's in the office, like the podcast studio's in the office, and they start doing an episode with this, which is why I'm like, is this all just so fake? They do this episode where they're just shitting on the other agents, like, and then everybody is out at their job and they're like getting texts like, oh my God, did you see this? With like a link to the podcast episode. And then they like play it. And then they all freak out. And then like Ryan freaks out. He's like, you can't be doing that. Like off, like whatever, talking shit about other agents. It was so insane. And like at any other job, it would just be like, what?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it was
It is
clearly
the one
staged.
part that's cool,
Yes,
I guess,
like-
is like seeing these crazy apartments, which I always like.
The real estate, actually seeing the real estate in New York, which is funny, which is why I joke still that like even it's like when people say, oh, I'm watching porn because I like the story. Like, it's like, I like the houses.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, but it is like the real estate is cool.
Yeah. And then I watched this murder documentary on Netflix called the Lacey Peterson one.
Oh, I've seen that.
I saw that.
It's 3 episodes, but crazy story.
I don't know this. I don't know anything about it.
Yeah. Yeah, basically just I don't want to spoil it if you don't watch it, but it's a crazy story. I'll give it a B-. It was interesting, but just one of those where
It's kind of one of those like Netflix churns those out.
Yeah.
Where you're like, oh, 3 episodes, you watch it in one night, you're like, that was wild, and then that's kind of all. Then a week later, there's a new one out.
Yeah. That's it. And I started watching. Vince Vaughn has a new show, but I don't want to grade it because I didn't like really. I watched like part of the first episode.
Me too. Bad Monkey.
Bad Monkey.
Yeah.
And
What's
also
that on?
Apple
that's
TV.
Apple TV.
Of course.
Yeah. So that's getting pretty good reviews, I think. And then there's another show on Max called The Sympathizer. I don't know if you've seen that, but I started that too. But I haven't finished those, so
Yeah.
stay
Can't
tuned.
give
Stay tuned for next week.
Can't give a fair grading.
Yeah.
Fair.
All right, that's everything we watched.